We're rolling.
Wait, I want to do an intro where we say we bought a house. We
bought a house.
Okay, now you go. We have already teared out one corner of the carpet just to see what we're working with underneath. Please show the corner. So yeah, obviously we're gonna be doing a lot of sanding in here, both on the floors and the walls. As you can see, there is a really heavy like plaster application on both the walls and the ceilings. This will probably be the first thing we attempt to tackle. So both this room and the guest bedroom slash office space have this wall texture. Like, come on, let's zoom in on this right here.
Heinous.
What was going on here? Like, who chooses to do this? Absolutely terrible.
Also, there was potentially a door here, maybe, because it doesn't have the texture.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Very strange indeed. But we do have 5-panel doors. Hopefully someday we could, you know, strip down the original doors and trim and have like the nice dark stained arts and crafts style that we really like. So that's this room. Owner left behind a sofa and some artwork. Last owner also flipped the bathroom, so in addition to like removing the character, it also just now looks very builder grade. So hopefully at some point we could take out the LVT. There's a window behind the shower surround, which is not real tile, by the way, if you can't tell from where you're standing. Now moving into the dining room. So much bigger than any dining space we've ever had, so that's a little exciting. Little closet right here, really cute little built-in over here. This feels original to the house, which I didn't mention before, but was originally constructed in the year 1900. And then they did a big renovation in 1974. So again, very little original character, but hope to bring some of that back as we work on the house. Through this way is the bedroom. And it looks like maybe this was also 2 rooms at one point. Lots of kind of funny characteristics in here.
This light fixture is really quirky.
Yeah.
Looks like a Devo hat.
We have some plastic stained glass.
My favorite.
We also have a vase of fake flowers.
He's so thoughtfully left behind. This is
but yeah, also bigger closet.
bigger closet, which I'm really looking forward to.
Though honestly, we're thinking about potentially adding a half bath, and I think this would probably be the location for that. But totally not top of the list right now. Okay, now moving back through the dining room into the kitchen. Very teeny tiny kitchen. The layout is atrocious, but we're rolling with what we got. So to your left is oven, dishwasher, very little counter workspace, but we love a design challenge. And then to your left, we have our fridge and a little bit more cabinets here. There is quite a bit of space here. I think there is an opportunity to either add cabinets here or extend like this part. I was also thinking, and this would be a bigger project, but if we could move this threshold over just to kind of contain the kitchen to that side, I think that would be really nice. This is one of our favorite areas of the house.
Almost fell into the basement.
This is one of our favorite areas of the house. This is likely where like the majority of the renovation happened in the 1970s. So this part out here was an addition. I'm sure that entrance to the basement used to be outside. Now it is inside, but it is through this here. Will take some getting used to, but it's a dry basement, so we're grateful for that.
That's a lot to ask for around here.
This was left by the seller.
This,
We're obviously not keeping it.
this was also left by the seller. A little truck with a swan in it. You know, normal.
It feels kind of fitting. Like this VW truck is very you, and then the swan is like my favorite.
Right.
animal,
You're
so.
just hopping on board. And he also left this Kroger coupon to save $1 on muffins. And also these
This Victorian trim, very interesting choices. It's actually not even. Oh, okay.
Yeah, very
Keys
poorly put
shell
on.
lamp. I would also really love to like set up a smaller dining setup here. Our last rental was 3 bedrooms. Now we only have 2 bedrooms, so we're gonna have to kind of do a combined office guest room situation. That room is quite small, so I have a feeling I'm gonna want to work out here anyway, because I'm always just drawn to wherever gets the most light. So I think I'll have like a small table here that is like, it's like breakfast nook and like office-y situation. So yeah, that's the house.
So a fun surprise on the day of our closing was that the seller left us this, I don't know, would you call this a shed?
Yeah, I'd
This
say a
shed
shed.
full of various degrees of crap. So tomorrow we're gonna get some junk haulers to take some of this out because we need to use this for our lawnmower and tools and various different outdoor things.
So first things first, we are going to test for lead because we are planning on sanding these walls down. So started by cutting a little notch into the wall, and then we have these swabs that are supposed to turn pink if there is lead. So we're starting off strong today with some unforeseen issues. Turns out, good thing we tested before putting a bunch of wall dust in the air because we did test positive for lead. So not this green surface, but somewhere underneath this green paint, there is lead paint that was used, which means I do not want to go in and sand these walls down. I just don't want to mess with that. So I think instead of starting with the sand on the walls, we're going to have to go straight into skim coating. We expected to do that anyway after the sanding. It's just going to be, I think, a bit more of a tedious process. So that's where we're at. Literally first task, we're already rerouting, but better safe than sorry. We did a little test in the living room, guest room, the ceiling, and the baseboard. So luckily, the baseboard doesn't have lead, which is good news because I would really like to strip back the paint on those someday. The other thing about lead is that it's not inherently dangerous if it's just in the wall somewhere. Lead gets really dangerous when it is ingested, so that's why it's especially important not to create any lead dust, because that is the form where it becomes the most dangerous. So we've already run into a few hiccups. Morale is still high. We have a locksmith coming very soon to replace the front and back door locks. We have a junk company coming to empty out a shed that the seller had left a bunch of stuff in. And since we cannot sand these walls down, we have decided that we're just going to try our best to skim coat over it, knowing that it is not going to be perfect, but we'll just try what we can. These are the Doc Martens I've had since high school. I think I got them when I was 15. Well, it's gotta be a lot thicker. This is gonna take forever. Oh.
I don't actually enjoy it. you have the drop on.
That's how it's going.
Finally getting into our groove.
This is probably going to take like 3 coats, but we'll get there. Obviously, we haven't gotten far yet, but I feel like it's already kind of making a difference. Especially there, that's where I started and was applying it really thick. But for the rest of it, we're kind of going a little lighter, just knowing that we're going to have to do more coats. So we are officially out. This is the product that we've been using. It's an all-purpose joint compound. We did mix some water in there, probably not more than 16 ounces. It's already feeling quite bright in here. I'm excited about this direction. I am now not sure about the ceiling though. I did this tiny part over here, and it was really hard because you're working against gravity. So I'm just not sure how we're gonna do that for the whole ceiling, but we did test a paint sample up here and we do have lead underneath the ceiling paint as well. So we can't just sand it down, unfortunately. All right, so that's a wrap on day 1. We are gonna head out. I think overall, this wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. It's obviously tedious, but I think Max and I really don't mind doing repetitive, tedious work. When I was in grad school, one of my campus jobs was spackling the crit rooms of the painting department at RISD, so this feels familiar. Except for instead of like spot spackling, I'm literally doing it to the entire wall. I can't believe we got through the entire 4.5 gallon bucket of the joint compound, and I guess tomorrow we just buy another bucket and see how far that takes us. We have luckily just one other room that has this wall texture. I think it's time for me to go get some rest and do some packing at home. I literally have spackle in my hair and all over my body, so I'll check back in tomorrow. Good morning, it's day 2 of working on the house. Max just left to go pick up some more drywall compound, but here's what we're working with this morning. I feel like just walking into this room this morning, since it's earlier than we've ever come in, it's nice to see some direct light into the room, and without the green on the wall, it already just feels so much brighter and nice in here. 3 is an auspicious number in Japanese culture. I'm gonna do a little cleansing ritual, counterclockwise to call out, clockwise to call in. I'm just gonna walk around the perimeter of this house and cleanse any old energy that may be stagnant in here. This wall is especially brutal. Time to get started. Can you tell the people what we're doing next?
So what we're gonna do next, we have done a coat of joint compound on all the walls that have the crazy texture on them. So hopefully everything will be pretty straightforward from here. So now we have to lightly sand the joint compound, the white stuff, not anything green underneath. We gotta be very careful not to hit the stuff underneath because it's lead paint. Well, 2 layers underneath is lead paint, but we want to be extra cautious. But it needs to be a flat surface so that we can spackle it on.
Okay, let's see how today's room is doing. We decided to be a little bit more thorough with the joint compound because after seeing how it dried in the other room, we know we're gonna have to do many layers anyway, so we decided might as well just kind of cake it on. I mean, of course, while being mindful of not like wasting anything, but I think this will hopefully dry a little bit more evenly than the other room we did yesterday. Here's the one like random flat wall. Maybe a door or something was here. So that part was thankfully spared, but the ceiling, I think in this room is especially bad. Like, look at that. That's just ridiculous. I was thinking that a possible solution could be to do some sort of wood paneling or beadboard on the ceilings just in those 3 rooms where there is this like stucco-y texture. I know that would be pricey, so you know, maybe someday down the line, but I just really don't think it's going to be worth the time and effort to attempt to skim these because you're really just working against gravity up there. Off, right? Thank you, Mom and Dad, for getting us a shop vac as a housewarming gift, as well as the ladder and pry bar.
Craftsman, if you want to send us some free stuff, that would be fine as well.
We are so open to sponsorships.
We are also a proud user of pretty much everything. Well, don't look at that DeWalt, that's not mine, but we pretty much have Makita everything. So just throwing that out there, Makita corporate. All right, we're back to you.
Okay, we have sanded, we dusted, we cleaned up, and we are moving on to the second coat, which is already applying so much more nicely and evenly than the first.
It's getting exciting. It happens to be hitting the part of the day when we're both feeling probably a little bit tired, so we'll try to get to the bottom of this barrel of joint compound and see where that takes us. But honestly, the sanding of the walls sort of took it out of us, I think. But yeah, the second layer is coming along and it'll probably go a lot quicker.
Last night we finished watching season 5 of The Bear, and this morning we woke up early because we thought the people that were hauling the junk from the shed were coming at 7:30. They didn't end up coming until what, like 10:30?
Yeah, right about at the end of the window that they said they'd
so we've been at it for a while today, and I'm feeling myself start to reach the decline energetically. Okay, maybe we spoke too soon. There are now bubbles. Apparently the bubbles are forming because we didn't wipe down the sanding well enough, so we've got a bunch of old rags, just a bunch of old undies and old clothes that we are repurposing because reduce, reuse, recycle. All right, end of day 2. We didn't quite finish up the bucket, but Max has a meeting, so we gotta go. Here is how the office guest room is looking. Definitely applied a bit thicker today, so slower to dry, but hopefully, well, it'll definitely dry overnight. Looking pretty good. And out here, we got this wall all done. I think that looks pretty nice. Well, maybe tomorrow we'll finish up the second coat in both rooms.
Yeah.
Till next time. Good morning, it's day 3. This is the second coat in the living room. Looking pretty good. I am wearing goggles because I don't know what is going on, but this stuff makes my eyes feel watery. One kind of unfortunate thing, this is the office that we, started with applying yesterday, and everywhere where it's gray is where it hasn't dried. I think there is very poor air circulation in this room. We cannot open the windows, and we have to figure out why this vent down here isn't supplying any air. We brought a fan today, so we'll try to get the air to circulate around a little bit more. I think we're going to start by finishing up spackling this half of the room. Max went to Lowe's this morning to pick up more joint compound. We've officially bought all of the big buckets of joint compound from our local hardware store. So Lowe's will have to do until we get a shipment for next week. Till then, there are a lot of open to do items that are starting to impend on us. So decisions have to be made soon. We have to figure out what day we're going to rent the sanders for the floors. We have to buy paint. Max and I both, we teach design, and we, in grad school and whatnot, have kind of specialized in sustainability, both in like materials, systems, and things like that. So that means for the floor, I decided to order a tung oil mixture finish. That way, I'm just trying to avoid polyurethane. Anything that you could buy at a hardware store is going to either be like 100% polyurethane or have a polyurethane mix. Even the ones that claim to be low VOC or eco-friendly have a little bit of a plastic content, which isn't inherently bad, but I really want to try to stick to our ethos as much as we can as we are working on our own house. So that's why we're trying the more natural solution. And as far as the walls, I've been doing a lot of research on that also. And I think we're going to try a mineral-based paint. Again, that's another tricky thing where a lot of paint companies, whether it's greenwashing or just, their way of saying things, even if they have an acrylic base, if there is mineral content in their paint, they call it a mineral paint. It's just kind of tricky. Again, I'll probably have to order something online, and that takes, time to ship and stuff like that. It also stinks because we can't necessarily do as much sampling as I would like to do, but we will figure these things out. Because you could see 4 layers of different paint colors. I'm guessing this like pinky peachy color was maybe the original, because this blue is still in the bedroom and this brown is underneath this green layer. Lots of history here. I wonder which of these layers has lead in it. So the living room walls now have a second coat on them. I think they're looking pretty good. We are now working on the corners, which take so much mud to get nice and clean. So I am just basically throwing some mud all the way down the corner here. Then Max is going to go in with a corner trowel and smooth it all nice. Smooth it all out nice. Smooth it all out nice. All right, so here's where we're at. The office is still not drying. We've had this fan in here running all day, but it's gonna take some time, I guess. Did the coat a little bit thicker. So we've decided to switch gears a little bit. So our task while everything is drying is to take out the staples that were holding in the carpet. There are so many. Like, it feels ridiculous. Do you really need that many staples?
And I'm gonna pull out this massive carpet gripper thing.
Do you think they did enough staples?
No.
Oh my.
I think the rug will still probably move.
We have encountered something odd. I wonder about sanding, how that would work. It looks like there's a elevation change right here. Maybe that's what this is for, to kind of help smooth it out. Or maybe the floor is rotten underneath. This is the bathroom here, so. Yeah, what is going on here?
I just have to rip it and see what happens.
Oh, there's like multiple layers. Oh, I see some plywood.
How do you get it out from?
So what we're realizing, because the last owner kind of cheaply flipped this bathroom, is that with the new door, this must be a new door jamb, and they installed it over the carpet, making the carpet impossible to get out.
It's slowly coming out.
We'll get it. We'll get there. All right, Max, got it. Interesting things going on.
This is just the nastiest stuff. The carpet was sandwiched between a piece of this carpet gripper and the door jamb,
Which they installed directly above.
right on top of it. So, and it's just so much dusty shit back here.